Hi everybody, this is Alchemist 2 and I'm back again with another book review. This is the 5th book in the Star Darling series, and of course it centers on Scarlet. And here we actually come to the whole kerfluffle involving Ophelia, and it was an honest mistake. Of course we also realize why Leona feels the way she does, and why she and Leona have been harshing each other's stars, basically getting on each other's nerves. That's another way to say that. But I really enjoyed this particular volume, and of course they have the different colors of each of the characters, and what they look like on Wish World. I think it's really awesome that they gave her those. I love her boots. Her boots are just absolutely fantastic. They are stellar, and that shirt, I adore it. Usually I'm not into pink, but Scarlet seems to pull it off. And she's obviously a character that others feel sort of tentative around, and just she's kind of off-putting, let me put it that way. But she's actually got really big heart, and she proves herself in this particular chapter book, and I love how everything fits together, and it segues very nicely into the next book, which is about Cassie. But of course I haven't read it yet, but I will, so don't worry, I'll do a review of that one too. But one thing at a time. I've been doing a lot of stuff recently, but as far as the Star Darlings books are concerned, it's yet another magnificent example of just how well Shauna Muldoon, Zappa, and Amit Zappa tell their story and weave their magnificent yarn, and it leaves you absolutely starstruck. Pardon the pun, but it really is transfixing. You begin at you begin with, the usual introduction. You take a deep breath and hold it, and then blow out the candles on your birthday cake. What do you think happens next? You make a wish, of course. Of course, I have that part memorized, but it's just absolutely phenomenally done. And this the way that how they describe things and their verbose vocabulary is just tremendous, I feel, and especially as a Bachelor of Arts, I have to say that. But I'm not really sure what else to think about this particular series, other than I had fallen in love with the cartoon on Disney XD, and it was something I had never heard of the Star Darlings before. It was just something I came upon by chance. Well, I think nothing happens by chance, but I'm really into things that are astronomical, stellar, and celestial. So coming into this was straight up my alley. It's definitely going to be my cup of tea right away. I knew it was. I thought, oh, they're dealing with astrophysics in a very very small way. They're dealing with superstring theory in a very small way, and theoretical physics in a very small way, and other things that I am absolutely entranced by. But I love the fact that they talk about positive energy so much, because I think that positive energy is one of those constants that indeed changes the world. And of course I've been watching The Story of God with Morgan Freeman, and this particular episode I watched tonight was called The Power of Miracles, and it was very enlightening, I feel, because what he said about the mind and its ability to transcend the mundane, just, I thought, absolutely, I could not agree more, Morgan. I think that we are co-creators, just like Greg Braden says. Michio Kaku says the same thing. We are all co-creators with what I like to define as the sacred intelligence, as I've called him, her before. Other than that, I'm not really sure what else to say, other than I am working on quite a few things. I just recently finished Keepers of the In-Between. I'm working on a new story. It's called The Dragon and the Unicorn. I know on the note I have the unicorn and the dragon, but I thought, no, I want to do it alphabetically because it makes more sense that way. Of course, I got Minions on DVD, and I'm going to watch that later and review it. I've got a song I'm going to record fairly soon. Got a lot of different... I'm going to show you what I got here. Let me show you my notes, and then you get to see what I'm up against here. These are all my notes. See all this? All the things I have check marks against, I have already done. The things that don't have check marks are tales that I have not yet written. So they remain unwritten at this point. And yeah, those are just notes. I don't know why I'm showing you that. Got another thing here. I had another piece of note paper here. Maybe it floated away because of the fan, but suffice it to say, I'm extremely busy. But I'm working on a couple of stories. I already finished Unlucky Ted, which was one script that Thriller Terrain and myself were working on. It was his idea, not mine, so he gets the credit for that. I recently finished a third part with Bright Star Angie of an MMPR tale, and I think that there's going to be an MMPR movie. I'm hoping it's going to be good. I'm kind of dubious about it. I'm kind of ambivalent about it right now. I like the logo that they have. It's fantastic. It's absolutely sensational. Let's see. I have some songs I'm going to be recording. I've got themes. What if Harry Potter theme had lyrics? I'm going to do that. What if the Star Wars theme had lyrics? I'm going to do that. What if the Jurassic Park theme had lyrics? Also, that's going to be done. I have the lyrics written, I just haven't sung them yet. I already did my Pokemon theme to Elenos, which was something, I don't know why that came to my head, but I just thought, you know what? This would be perfect as a Pokemon song. I don't know why, I just feel like it would be, and I don't think anybody else has done that. I challenged myself, and the lyrics just came. I couldn't hold back, and bang, it happened, and it was. Of course, got other things I've done. My most recent drawing, of course, is my screen name character for Steam. Yeah, she's a cleric, believe it or not. She can heal people. Of course, she also has a Metatron star, which makes sense. She's a creator of her own universe. Of course, I have some other drawings here. I wish I could have an animation program, because I so wanted to animate Angela and Enzo. Well, it would be more Angela making the offer that Enzo couldn't refuse, and you know, he doesn't refuse it. He knows he's too smart not to refuse her offer, and her power. He falls prey to her power in the Crimson Donia. And of course, Poster Boy, my characters from that, and my characters from Council of Truth Seekers, and I just love. I had 7 different females. Of course, in the sister Cinderella, I tell her story from her point of view, which was called Tales from the Beauty Brigade. And I've got Beta 1 from my most recent collab with Brightstar. That was Return of the Chronoscepter. I'm planning on writing more. There's my latest, and I think this is the most ambitious thing I've ever done, was I talk about inner dimensions, outer dimensions, multi-dimensions, and every dimension in between. I like this, even though the closest thing that we have to quote-unquote proof of other dimensions would be the legends that we have, like of Chupacabra and things such as this. New Jersey Devil, but Jersey Devils. See, Sasquatch. I don't know if you can say Sasquatch is or is not. Some people say he's a tulpa. Other people say no, he's an interdimensional being or multidimensional being. Time travelers can be such. I don't know. It's all postulation. It's all conjecture. So nobody really knows. But my favorite character that I've ever created is Dodecahedron, and I just adore Dodecahedron. I know I shouldn't adore my own characters, but you know, he's hard not to love because he's just so different. He's got translucent skin. He's phosphorescent. He was once a man. Yeah, it's actually very complicated, but I have the story on Blogger, and of course Unlucky Ted just recently finished. So happy with it. I was just bowled over with how it came out. And the song Misty So Fine, oh my gosh, that was the first real, hip-hop thing hip-hop / R&B thing that I did successfully. I was pleased with it. I think I was inspired by Boyz II Men and other boy bands like NSYNC and Backstreet Boys, and just thinking of that, and Justin Timberlake, and I thought, yeah, let me just mix those all together, and I came up with that. And right now I'm working on Return of the Crimson Donia. It's also called Rise of the Blue Butterfly, because her last name is Farfalla, and of course in Italian Farfalla is butterfly, so it makes sense that, yeah, it fits for her, especially because she becomes the Farfalla. But anyway, that's basically what I'm working on, and I've got my plate full, but actually I wanted to show you some old drawings, just because I feel the need to. That was brought on by Dan Versus. Gosh, I used to adore that cartoon, and I'm sad they took it away. And it could have been so much more. Yeah, I've got Realms United, my character references, and I did a whole sheet, and of course Homestuck stuff, and Prima Regis. I do a lot of time travel stuff. There's the Eudora, of course, and me with Sherlock. But yeah, there are a lot of different things I've done here. I'm such a dork. Yeah, I've got a crush on Danny Avedon. What else is new? Actually, I colored that picture that Tomatop gave me. I know I talked about that a long time ago, but I love what I did with it. Actually, I put a little bit of silver in it, if you can see. It needed color. I like colors. I love the colors of life. Life without color would be meaningless. It would be very dull without colors. But anyway, that's about all I have to say. And one more thing before I go. Now, I don't really like tooting my own horn, but this particular CD, my dad and I, we were doing a Bible study, and I had a revelation about a scripture, and it was from the loaves and the fishes, and he actually mentions that, and it's about being a servant, basically, and giving of yourself, giving of your time, your talent, your knowledge, basically feeding them spiritual food. Give ye them to eat. I thought, how could I not see that before? And this is probably the third time I've read the Good Word, but I get revelation all the time, but it comes at different times, and I get inspiration at different times, and I always get inspired at work, but that's what I'm up to right now. And tomorrow I'm going to be seeing Civil War, and I'm going to be doing a review of that. So until next time, live long, prosper. Ciao, tutti.